All right, so good day from wherever you're joining all around the world. My name is Ojo Ayokunle, and welcome to 60 Days Mentorship with Ojo Ayokunle. Of that, and then we're discussing identifying your ideal customers. So I want to say a very big thank you, a profound thank you to everyone who has joined from day one and they are still learning. Thank you for your intentionality to learn, to unlearn, and to relearn. And I want to tell you that myself and the team are committed to ensuring that you get the best, all right, of this mentorship bootcamp. All right. So, very quickly, I want to let you understand that you don't try to sell to everybody, because if you sell to everybody, you will sell to nobody. I think I mentioned that yesterday in our video, in our day 11 session, right? You see, the most profitable businesses in the world are not trying to attract everyone. Instead, they are very focused on specific group of people who urgently need what they offer. Apple does it, Nike does it, Tesla does it. You can do it. All right. You need to understand that you must focus on specific group of people who urgently need what you offer. If you want to build a profitable business, you must learn to do that. So, what is an ideal customer? Let's start from there. What is an ideal customer? An ideal customer is not just someone who buy from you. An ideal customer is someone who has real problems, who has the money to pay for the solution, and is actively looking for solution. Yeah, that is an ideal customer. I'll take that again. An ideal customer is someone that has real problem, has the money, right, to provide solution, right, has the money to pay for solution provided for such a problem, and is actively, because you can have a problem, have the money to find the solution, but not actively looking for, you know, where to get the solution from. All right. So when these three conditions are met, sales becomes easier, marketing becomes cheaper. All right. And you see, you will be able to scale faster. What is scaling? Because you see, we have so much encoded and brand some certain things in a way that makes it look complex. You have added so much of complexity around some certain business terminology. What is scaling? Scaling is just growing. Scaling means business growth. Go from this point to this point. That is scaling. All right. So when you meet these three conditions of someone who has a real problem, who has the money to pay for the solution, and is actively looking for the solution, then you have found an ideal customer. And when these three conditions are met, sales becomes easier, marketing becomes cheaper, and scaling becomes faster. So let's proceed. You are speaking to the people who need to hear you the most. You're speaking to the people who need you the most. Whenever you found that kind of person or set of people that has a problem, has the money to get the solution, and is actively looking out for a solution. So the big mistake entrepreneurs make is that many entrepreneurs say things like, my product is for everybody. I've told you, if you sell to everybody, you will sell to nobody. This is not a strategy. That is confusion. Myself, I am not for everybody. I am literally for startups, existing entrepreneurs, and creatives. That is my target audience. Right? So, solution is that you target people that needs you the most. And confusion is, you say my product is for everybody. A restaurant does not serve food to everyone in the world. A hospital does not treat every disease. Even doctors have specialization. They are dentists, they are optician, they are dietitian, they are nutritionist. It is just specialization. Why? Because you see, specialization attracts authority and authority attracts customers. You need to be specialized in some certain kind of, you need to be specialized in giving your solution to some certain kind of customers. It helps you build authority. It helps you build authority. And authority helps you attract customers. Tyler, keep quiet. Right? So, three questions that helps you identify your customers. Sorry about that. Okay, so three questions that helps you identify your ideal customer, right? Question one is, who has the most painful problem that my product or service can solve? Who has the most painful problem that my product or service can solve? You see, the bigger the problem, the faster people are willing to pay for it. The bigger the problem, the faster people are willing to pay for it. Have that at the back of your mind. Question two is, who already spends money on this kind of solution? This is very important. It gives you a feel, it gives you a sense, it gives you a demographic, it gives you a clear knowledge. Yeah, it gives you an informed decision on how to profile your client. All right. Who already spends money on this kind of solution? It's very important. Don't build business around people who love free things but avoid paying for value. I started in that WhatsApp group. You don't want to know my WhatsApp, my free communities, to an extent that a colleague in the industry called me one day. I could remember, this is as as recent as last year. Yeah, as recent as late last year. Can you imagine? I'm still even doing free stuffs for 60 days. He told me, he said, the fact that it's free does not mean it is cheap. That I don't place value on what I carry. I don't place value on my knowledge bank. Because you see, when you keep offering free solutions, this is the only free thing that will be free when it comes to mentorship. This is the only free mentorship. That's why I'm taking it that long. That if you could go through these 60 days when you're coming for consultation, at least you will have learned some knowledge that you will have been able to monetize to pay for a session. If I thought you're just starting from scratch. If I thought you're just starting from scratch. So who already spends money on this kind of solution? Build around people who are willing to invest in solutions. Very important. The question three you need to ask yourself is, where do these people gather? Every ideal customer exists in clusters. They gather in places like specific social media platforms. They gather in places like professional communities. They gather in places like industry events. They gather in places like online groups. They gather in places like marketplaces. Your job is to go to where your ideal customers already are. That's your job. That's where your visibility turns into sales. Maybe you don't get that well. Your job is to go to where your ideal customers already are. That is where your visibility turns into sales. Let me give you a simple live example. right? And let's make this very practical. If somebody is selling fitness programs and they say my program is for everybody, their marketing will struggle. But if they say my program helps busy professionals lose 10 kg in 90 days without leaving their office schedule, suddenly the message becomes clear, targeted, and powerful. You see, that's the power of an ideal customer, knowing your ideal customer. And I'll tell you something very quick. The profit principle here is very simple. Your clarity attracts customers. You see, when your message becomes clear, the right people notice you. Your marketing becomes sharper, your sales conversions becomes easier, and your business begins to grow with intention instead of struggle. So your assignment today in this day 12 of our 60 days mentorship is before our next session, which is day 13 tomorrow. I need you to write down these three specific things and answer them, with your most sincere frame of mind. All right. So, who specifically needs my solution the most? Who specifically needs my solution the most? What problems keeps me awake at night? What problems keeps them awake at night? Why would they choose my solution instead of another? When you answer these three questions clearly, you are no longer guessing in business. You are now operating with strategy. You are now operating with strategy. So I want to say a very big thank you for joining me in the day 12 of the 60 Days Business Mentorship with Ojo Ayokunle. If this session has helped you gain clarity or you have learned one or two things, like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more powerful business insight. Then drop a comment with your biggest insight. Remember to also share the video to your fellow creators and entrepreneurs. And then I'll see you tomorrow on the day 13. Thank you.